Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Recently I did a vlog, and within that vlog I was attending a few networking events and different sort of work activities that involve meeting a lot of new people. From that particular vlog, I got a lot of questions about my top networking tips. So today I thought it would be fun to share with you my top 10 networking tips that I have learned over the last 10 years or so in business, and hopefully they will help you as well. Okay, so my first tip is obviously to take a lot of business cards to the networking event that you're going to. I don't know how many times I go to networking events and people don't have business cards on them. It seems a little bit strange. So definitely be prepared, get your business cards and have a nice pile ready to go. Also, networking events for many people can be quite daunting, and it can be a little bit nerve-wracking, especially if you're going alone and walking into a room where you don't know anybody at all. So dress up, put your best foot forward. You're also going to feel a little bit more confident if you feel good about yourself, and also first impressions do actually matter in these circumstances. Okay, so that's just two little tips to get you started, but now let's jump into the actual top 10 networking tips that I have discovered over the last couple of years. So my first networking tip is to arrive early. Now, this is probably going to go against the grain of what you naturally want to do, especially if you're feeling a little bit nervous or anxious about turning up to an event on your own. You probably want to hold back and just say, oh, you know, I'll arrive fashionably late. Now, you can arrive fashionably late, but it's not going to do you any good. You're there to network and you're there to achieve an outcome. And the reason for this is that you want to arrive before everybody else when it's nice and calm. You can actually hear yourself think, and it'll give you time and space to just sort of settle into the area and just get a feel for how the event is going to roll out. The other thing that this will do is that you'll be able to meet other people and have a conversation before it gets really, really loud. And you'll also probably meet other people that haven't settled into, you know, conversations with other people yet. They haven't found their posse yet. So arrive early, settle into the space, and find other early birds as well that haven't found their group yet. My second tip is to make sure that you're going into the networking session with a really healthy and selfless mindset. Now, I say this because many years ago, I used to go into networking events or rooms and I'd be thinking, what can I get out of today? Who can I meet? What can I get? It was a very selfish mindset, and I think you need to change the way that you're thinking about networking, and you need to think, what can I give to people in this room? I really go into these networking sessions now with a giver's gain mentality, and really that just means walking in, looking at the room, meeting as many people as you can, and saying to yourself, how can I help you? Who can I introduce to you that will help you further your career? And the reason why I say this is because when you give something to someone, what it does is it helps build credibility and also helps them want to naturally help you in return. So think about it in a giver's gain mentality, and that will definitely help you for your networking sessions. My third tip is do not brag or oversell yourself. I've been to a lot of networking sessions where people just talk at me the whole time. This is not a time to go into your 30-second elevator pitch. It's not time to oversell yourself. You're not there to sell your products or sell your business. You're there actually to build long-term relationships. And my other tip is definitely be in the moment. Don't be looking over your shoulder the whole time that you're actually speaking to someone. I feel like that is so off-putting, and it does happen where people are sort of scoping out the room and, you know, you're right there, you know, and people are looking going, oh, I wonder who else I can speak to. It's so off-putting. It's so discouraging. Don't do that. So think about common interests, or try to find you know, common hobbies that you might have, or common views in business that you might have, so you can actually connect to someone and start to build a relationship from there. Networking is all about building relationships and getting to know people one-on-one. So then you can follow up and create one-on-one meetings when you can actually follow up and talk about specific business ideas and concepts so you can help each other for the future. My fourth tip is know what it is that you do. I know this sounds so funny, but it's hilarious when you ask someone what they do, they get into this long-winded explanation of what it is that their business does, their product or their service. Just dumb it down. Imagine that you're speaking to a child and speak very simply. Whilst I'm sure it's very, very interesting what you do, but you're too far involved in your career and what you do. Someone that you have just met doesn't have all the understanding and all the knowledge that you do. So just know what it is that you do and be able to communicate that in a really easy and simple way. Tip number 5, this is a really easy one, but have a two-way conversation and be interested in the person ask questions. I've been to loads of networking events where people will be standing in front of me and they're just talking at me. They're telling me how awesome they are. They're telling me how much success that they've had. And I'm just standing there going, how can I help you? What can I do? You know, they're not interested. They're not asking questions. Ask questions. Asking questions is going to be your best friend at your next networking session because it shows that you're interested. So be interested, not necessarily interesting. Tip number 6 is smile and give off a friendly vibe. People are naturally going to want to come over to you if you're smiling and you're giving off a really lovely, positive, friendly vibe. This is not a time to practice your resting bitch face. So please smile and people will naturally want to come over and say hello and find out what it is that you do. So be friendly, be kind, and give off really good vibes. Tip number 7 is make the person that you're speaking to feel really special. I know this sounds a bit kind of manipulative, it's not in a manipulative way at all, but the best networkers actually make you feel something. So when you're speaking to someone, of course, engage with them. Like I said before, ask them as many questions as possible. Look at them in the eye, make them feel like they're the only person in the room because you really want to be engaging with that particular person. Also, start talking about something that you're passionate about and find out what they're passionate about. When people speak about things that they're really excited about or passionate about, you see the sparkle in their eyes, and this starts a really great conversation, and it allows someone to walk away and they just feel like they've had a really great connection, they've clicked with you. When I think about all the great networkers that I've met, they always make me feel special, or they make me feel like I'm the only person in the room. And the way you can do that is, like I said before, ask questions, look at them in the eye. You can refer to them by their name so that they know they actually know what their name is. You will be meeting a lot of people in your networking sessions, and it is hard to remember people's names, but definitely just try to make a mental note of what their name is when they say it to you. And if you can say it back to them, they know that you're actually listening to them. So that's definitely a top tip of mine. Make people that you're engaging with feel really special, compliment them, make sure it's genuine and authentic, definitely, but definitely engage with them and really be there for that moment, and don't be looking over your shoulder and thinking about who else can I speak to in this room. Tip number 8 is refer your business contacts. So this goes back to the giver's gain mentality. So if you're speaking to someone and you know that they're looking to speak to someone from a specific industry and you can't personally help them, but you know someone in your network that can help them, refer that business contact to them. This is all about giving them something, and I feel like this will definitely help you make that connection with this particular person. Whilst you personally can't help them, say to them, hey, actually, I can't help you, but you need to meet my friend Lily. She's amazing. I think you guys are going to connect, and she'll definitely be able to help you out on this particular situation. So again, the giver's gain thing comes back to tip number 8, and I feel like this is definitely going to help you in your networking sessions. Tip number 9 is to set yourself a goal. So make sure you go into the networking session to actually get something out of it. You're not there to socialize, you're there to network. And it's all about building relationships. So think about, how many people do you want to connect with today? Is it 2 people? Is it 5 people? Is it 10 people? Set the target before you go into the room or the networking session, and this will really help you get the best out of your networking session. Tip number 10, my final tip, and probably the most important tip for networking, it's all about the follow-up. So networking sessions is all about starting a conversation. This is not where the conversation ends. It's actually just the beginning of what can be a beautiful business relationship. So what you want to do when you follow up, make sure you get all your business cards and, talk about, the different sort of social media channels that that particular contact is enjoying using, and then follow up via those channels. So it could be LinkedIn, it could be Instagram, it could be Twitter, it could be Facebook, or it could be an email. Perhaps this contact doesn't like social media at all, which is a thing. Some people hate social media, but send them a note and reference things in your conversation that you actually spoke about. For example, you might have been speaking about great books that you've just been reading, great business books that you've been reading. So send them some links to your top 5 books that you've been reading, and then I'm sure they'll respond with their top 5 books that they've been reading as well. This is a great way to start a relationship. You're starting a conversation, and it's not so selly and it's not so sales pitchy either. You've got to remember, networking is all about building long-term relationships, and this all begins in the follow-up. So there you have it, my top 10 networking tips. Be sure to leave your questions or comments below. I'm sure you've all got amazing networking tips, so let's start the conversation in the comments thread below and help each other out on these networking tips. What's working for you? What hasn't worked for you? And yeah, if you've got any more questions, be sure to let me know and I will definitely get back to you. Networking is awesome. It's really helped me grow my business very, very quickly, and I'd love to hear from you guys. So leave a message below, and I can't wait to read all your comments below and further this conversation. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. So happy that you tuned in. If you haven't subscribed already, please do give this video a thumbs up and like it if you did enjoy it. And I look forward to bringing you more videos in the future. Take care, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.